as for the treatments, there was an awful lot of them, and probably one of the main ones that I've been searching for the last 4.5 years has been the vitamin C infusions. I find that they're one of the most crucial elements to rebuilding the immune system, and I think vitamin C infusions are absolutely crucial, but it's very difficult to obtain them in certain countries. So that was one of them, and I would like to make sure that I can still receive that somehow going forward until I'm fully recovered. Some of the other treatments, there was so many infusions, to be honest, as I was going through. I think I wasn't always sure. I was quite fascinated by the one where you had oxygen, ozone put into your blood and then re-injected. Felt a bit of a vampire moment coming on, but it was quite fascinating and gave me a lot of energy. So that was always good. Now, I had a fear with IPT because it was chemo. I'd avoided chemo for all this time. When Dr. Hossamy and his team explained the situation with IPT, I accepted it, and I knew that I was being supported with a lot of integrative, natural treatments that would support me. So I had a fear, but I took it. And as time, sort of on the third, I was, wow, this is pretty good. And also it was followed up by the most wonderful plate of fruits. On the fourth treatment, we went a little bit stronger. Fifth treatment, sorry. We upped the chemo a little bit because I was taking it very, very well. Now we're talking minute doses compared to conventional medicine. My gut instinct was right. I don't think I would have coped with mainstream chemo. But I appreciated that. I think it did a huge impact of benefit to me. But I was so pleased that I had the integrative version rather than the direct version. In 2012, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, same breast, and I had a lumpectomy, but they removed my lymph glands because 3 of them were infected. I think that's the terminology. But I refused to take the chemo and the radiation. I've never really wanted to do the conventional. That's my personal choice. Then I went away and changed my diet, changed my lifestyle to adapt. But in that time, over 4 years, I had a lot of stress, quite a bit of loss, losing both my parents and various other stressful things, and slowly introduced the naughty things back into my life. So my lifestyle went back to old habits, built up the stress, built up the poor diet, and it reoccurred last summer, and in the same breast, but it had changed from HER2 negative to HER2 positive, so it was more aggressive. After my 2012, I sought Dr. Isabella Taus back in Dubai. She's an integrative MD, medical doctor. She then looked after me, and for the first 3 years I was doing really well, even through stresses. But then in the last year I lost my path a little bit, and she was very busy and I didn't really follow up so much with her. Until I noticed weight gain again and certain hormonal issues that were coming back. She then advised me to do cancer tumour cell marker. We recognised the fact that there was something going on, there was an inflammation in my body. I then had my yearly scan back in the UK, went back to Dr. Isabella. She put me back onto certain diets, supplements. I followed that up with an oncologist in Australia as I was travelling there. She supported Dr. Isabella and their work. But when I went back to the UK in December, they said it was spreading. When we did the CT scan, there was only the identification in the breast and nothing in the bones. I still didn't feel comfortable with their suggestion of a mastectomy. And that was the only option they would give me, plus the conventional treatments. I went back to Dr. Isabella, who found Verita for me. And she contacted Verita, then followed up from there as I had a Skype call and was booked in January 2017. I love the treatments and the medical care in Thailand. It's extremely caring. It's very, very nurturing. And that's very crucial, especially with a situation like any illness that's very hard on the system and the emotional side, because nurses and doctors give you dedicated attention. They listen. They are open to your questions, and I've done that many times, whereas here I could go and discuss my treatment plans, my questions, my doubts, my fears, my queries, and they were always answered. I believe in it, and I think you have to look to what you believe in. I have a friend who's just been diagnosed with throat cancer, and he's more comfortable with conventional, and I have to support that. I think it is a personal belief, and number one, you have to go with what feels right for you, because it's about power of the mind as well. But I believe that integrative medicine is the way forward. I think when we look back in a few years' time, that conventional medicine will seem very barbaric.